Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to build a to-do list app. So what is to-do list app is basically there is an input field and we have an add button. Okay, so only one UI, only basic UI. So you have an input field where you write your task. Let's say like today morning I woke up at 5 o'clock and I'll write my task like, okay, at 6 o'clock I need to develop a website, at 7 o'clock I need to go for a gym, at 8 o'clock I need to prepare and walk towards office, okay, at 9 o'clock. So this is like my to-do list, right? So like whatever I do, so now I need to build that to-do list now. Okay, so how in React using useState we do that, we are learning now. You understand? Okay, so now let's see here. I have created already, I have a component called to-do list. Okay, if I go in my to-do list, so there is something stuff I'll remove. RAFC is my first code. This is my to-do list, and here I'll write a h1 now, some to-do list component. Okay, so let me see on my UI what I'll get. So if I see this, I have my welcome to my this component, right? So now this button I just kept this, right? So I'll remove this. In a home page I have written this div, that's the reason it is coming. Okay, so this is clean now. When I go here I need to write. So what I will have, I'll have only one div. In one div, one is input field, another one is button. Simple, right? Two spans, let's say two spans. Okay, so first div, in my first div I have my input tag. Okay, input type is text. Placeholder I'll have, what I'll have, you know, placeholder. So placeholder is a normal text which appears in input box. Okay, so this is called like add your task. Add your task. Cool. So now another is button add task. Understand? So if I check my UI, this is cool. Like I can add here and I can just click on add task. This is how I'll add. When I click this, the text needs to be added here below. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll have a one div, small div under my add task button. You understand? So now, so what I'll try to do is I'll create another div here below, and I'll have for now I'll have a p only. Okay, p, and this p will have that input data whatever I have added. Okay, so this will come in a dynamic now, because whatever I add, that will be stored in where? Local state. So useState is called as what? Local state. So let me create the state now. So const task and set task. Simple, right? And we have the useState here. So we don't need to use React. We don't use, because if I use React I don't need to import, or if I use this I need to import. See the differences, right? So previously it is not getting removed, but now it got. Okay, so task, we have set task, two variables, one variable and its method, and useState method, which is an array, because we need to push all that like one after another, one after another. So now what I need to understand is there is a function called on change. Sorry, this is a task, right? Add task, then it is an on click, correct only. So when you click on add task, it should be an on click event, because it's a button. When I'm typing input, then I'll have which type of event? On change event, because you are typing means you are changing something. So what I'll have? On change. This on change function will have some text, right? So we'll store the text also. So now another variable to capture the value of on change is a one variable, to add is another variable. So when I write, you will understand. So let's say const, we will have what you can say, value. Let's say value. Okay, value and set value. It's a string only, because whatever we add, that is string. So see, automatically I am getting, while on change I need to do what? A arrow function. You know it, right? So now what I am trying to do is on change set value. Set value is a method, right? method, and there is a one key which is e dot target dot value. This is important. You need to remember this because this target event is provided by browsers actually. Okay, when you type, there is always a e dot target. So that is always there. So the e is receiving parameter, and e dot target dot value will have your string what you have typed. That typed string is stored where? In value. That is how we do. Now add task. What? It's a simple now. Now when you on click, what should happen? Set task, right? Set task should receive what? Value. This value get stored in task. So you don't worry about this three things, right? This is the D structure. Spread operator. Do you know spread operator? So this is how it is too. Value is get stored here. Okay. It is a string, right? So we need a string here. So where is the string? Value. I'll have as any. Okay, so what we have done, when you are doing on change, we use the set value method and storing the answer in our value variable clear using e dot target dot value. Only single point. When you are on changing, when you are clicking an on change event, you are setting a value into your value variable using its method. Very good. After that, when you click an add task button, there is an on click event which actually stores this value into the task, because task is an array, so you need to push one after another. So let's just visualize how we do. So this is a task. I can print the task here. You understand? So now if I go on UI and if I try to write something and add a task, I got that. How I got is like in value I stored first. While on changing, I stored in which variable? Value. When clicking add button, where I stored it now? Task. Because I need task as an array. I cannot have only one, right? 100 times I type, 100 items I need to get. That's the reason I have two states. One is task state, which is an array. Another one is value state, which is a single string. When I am using this value, on change. When I am using the task, on click of button. This is the magic. So now if I add another one, let's say I have tried adding another task, only single, because for now I am not pushing, like array needs to be pushed one after another, right? That's how we do now. So what we are trying to do is this set task value will be an array now. Okay, so array with the spread operator, because the existing needs to stay along with the new value will be added. Understood? Spread operator helps us to, for what it is helping? Existing things already will there and the value gets added. So when you like studied about function parameters, right? The spread operator helps you to get all other items in a single array, right? A similar way. So this is one idea here. So now if you click, I refresh, I am typing something, add. I am typing something, add. So that is getting added, but array, so single, so we need to modify now. So now what I understand is my task is getting filled. Now this task will use here a map method. Which method it will use now? Map method. So see, in map method, like you don't need to worry about like task index. So you know, right? Receiving arguments, you will have task and you just show that task. Simple. You don't worry about this key and stuff. See, you don't need keys. This you know, right? Anything doubt here? This is common. Map will have a receiving argument and this receiving argument have the task. So but generally people write this return also more. So this is how people normally write return also they write. So here you can have any, and there's a bracket missing this one, right? No, we don't need this actually. This is method return, right? Why don't we write return? We'll keep simple only. I'll write from beginning. See, array, I hate this. Why it is coming? till here you are clear, right? So task, so now it's an array, so I need to use a map method. How I am using map brackets, inside brackets we have callback anonymous arrow function, clear? So how we will have callback anonymous arrow function? This one. Okay, in this function you need to have tasks are iterated through some variable, right? So we'll have data, let's say data as a variable, okay, and data will be any, because it's okay TypeScript, so we can put this also. Now in this return, in this method we will have what? Return, and there is a fragment, and there is always a like p tag, you can use p tag and show this data. You understand now what I have written? This is a map method with arrow functions we have written, then the receiving data we have, and we use return keyword here most of the time, and this is how we write. So this syntax, when you are seeing this map syntax, looks similar to this. See here, app and return we have, right? The app is an arrow function only, right? This here you have return, and return inside you write divs, right? So obviously what we are doing here, we are writing map with same syntax, return, and return will have hundreds of elements. You can have p, right? So this is how the basic difference. Now if you see on output, if I write 1 2 3 add, then remove 2 3 4 add, you are getting, right? So your task getting added, but the input is not getting cleared. So that is a clear function. Simple logic. So what we'll do is, we have a value, right? This value is on input field. When you check your input field, there is a value always. So this is how you put value. Is a, what is value? The text what we write inside our input box. Okay, you need to put this because we are going to empty this value after add task. Like after add task, where is our add task? Here, right? This is a function. After this you can have your comma, and you can say set value to what? Empty. Clear?
Add your placeholder value.
I don't got you.
The same placeholder value can be added.
No, placeholder value is different and the value key is different. Placeholder is just a disabled mode of text. When you type, it gets updated. See here, add your task is a disabled mode of text, but when I type this one, this is value now. So when I click, the value needs to be cleared. So you will understand that bit later. Wait. So what happened is set value is any. We have set value any and string. This is comma separated inside. Oh, sorry, it is not here, because see the function set task anedi oka function. Now here we have another function. This is how we write, and for this you need to have flower brackets. You understand? Like if you want to write two different functions, then you need to write in this format. If it is single, then you don't need a lot of things you don't need. So let's say now 1 2 3 add, got cleared. Now add, this is the to-do list. Like generally you add, now you can edit, you can delete, and you can do whatever you want. So fundamental thing here is like your input field is the first thing, add task is the second thing, button and input field. In input field there is always a on change event, that is the first target. While on changing, you need to store that in which variable? Value local state variable. That is the first part. Second part is when you click this, that needs to get added to task variable. Task is an array variable, right? How you are adding multiple items? Using spread operator. Understood? Using spread operator. So this is how we add. Okay, spread and value is get added. After that we mapped it on a div. You like array, మీ దగ్గర array ఉంది, you map it and show it. Simple. So this is a map function. So after that what we have done, the value itself is a value added here, value. So that's where that value gets cleared after that. Understood? So now you can have delete icon, edit icon, and we can do this. So this is a basic use state only, like only two methods. We have two variables, two methods, and we are using on click and on change. But simple fundamental is like e dot target dot value remains static. So you need to remember this. It's a Google Chrome's method. Okay, and remaining these keys like value keys needs to be remembered, and this is the syntax for spreading items into array. Generally people say that I'll push dot push dot push, that will not work here. So you need to spread and you need to store your value inside your task array. You understand? So anyway, you need to try it now, so the to-do list will come. Any questions here?